We are in effect, man. I mean, I don't have the headphones on just yet, but we are in effect tonight. Yes, we are, because I got a bit of a situation that I want to talk about, and that's the Golden State Warriors. I'm looking at a crew, and I'm thinking back to when I was coming up. You see teams where Father Time just catches up with guys, and they just don't have what they used to have. So a team like the Golden State War, they just. I'm not saying that they don't have what they used to have. What I am saying is that it's looking like it's coming up on that time with this crew. And I say that to say, are the Golden State Warriors, are they over? I asked that question. Are they over? Are the Golden State Warriors finished? Because when I look at this crew, I look at the same team that won the NBA championship 2 years ago. I look at a crew that Draymond was integral in what they were doing. Keep trying to sell me the logic that they didn't need Draymond or they played better without him, which I'm not sure that I'm buying that logic. I don't. I'm looking at this crew, man, and I'm wondering, are the Golden State Warriors over? Can they recover from what's going on right now? That's the $1 million question. Can the Golden State Warriors recover from what's going on right now? I'm not sure, man. I'm not. I am not sure. They've dropped their last 6 games. They're shooting below league average on the long ball, which is unusual for the Golden State Warriors. They're shooting below average on the long ball. So Klay Thompson, this is his second lowest point per game average since his rookie season. He's shooting the long ball at the worst percentage of his career. No year has he been in the leagues has he shot a worse long ball percentage. And Andrew Wiggins is having quite possibly his worst season. Not quite possibly. He's having his worst season. When he got on the Golden State Warriors, he was a 20-a-game guy. He was an integral part of what they were doing when they won the NBA championship. As a defender, as a slasher, as a mid-range guy, he was huge in what they was trying to do. Huge. And I'm looking at this crew, and I keep hearing the logic that Steph Curry needs help. He didn't need help 2 years ago when they won the NBA championship. He didn't need help. Now he needs help. These guys do have to play better. 100% they do. They have to play better. So the question is can they turn it around? That's the $1 million question. So the NBA started in the 46 in 1946. So from 1946 to 23-24, that's 77 seasons. In the 77 seasons that the NBA has been around, there have been 4 teams that have dropped 6 games and have gone on 6 in a row. Not just 6 games, guys. 6 in a row and gone on to win the NBA championship. That was the Rochester Royals. They did it in the 50-51 season. Seattle Supersonics did it in the 78-79 season. Detroit did it in 03-04. And the most recent is the Dallas Mavericks in the 10-11 season. But since then, right? Since then, we have not had a team since the 10-11 season. That was, 13 years ago? That was 13 years ago. We have not had a team drop 6 straight games and go on to win the NBA championship. But we got to add a little bit of context to that, too. So if you look at that Dallas Mavericks team, Jason Kidd was the oldest guy on the crew. Sean Marion was in year 10. Dirk was in year 11. Let's see, he showed up in 99. Yeah, Dirk was in year 12. I'm sorry, Dirk was in year 12. Deshaun Stevens was in year 6, I think. Jason Terry was in year 10. Sean Marion was in year 10. So these guys was all in their prime. That Detroit Piston team, Chauncey Billups was in year 7. Ben Wallace was in year 8. Rasheed Wallace was in year 9. Tayshaun Prince was in year 2. Rip Hamilton was in year 5. That was a young crew. Or that Detroit Piston team, they were in their prime. The Seattle Supersonics, when they won the NBA championship in 79. Jack Sikma, he just finished his rookie year. He was in year 2. Dennis Johnson, he was in year 4. Downtown Freddie Brown was in year, I think, 8. Gus Williams, I think he was in year 4, year 5. That was a young crew in terms of their core. That's crazy. That was a young team. So I understand that logic from that aspect. Same thing with the Rochester Royals. The league had just started. The league was barely in its inception in 50-51. It had just started. So there's context to that. This Golden State Warrior team, Steph Curry is in year 15, I'm sorry. Klay Thompson, he's in year 13 after dealing with 2 debilitating injuries. Draymond is in year 13 this year right here. I think he's in 13 or 12. And he's in and out the lineup because he does what he does. And the way that team rolls with Draymond playing the way he's playing, as the distributor that he is, as the defender that he is, the playmaker that he is. So when he out the lineup, it's not a coincidence that they drop games because they depend on him a lot. Andrew Wiggins is in year 10. Kevin Looney. So when you're talking about a group like this with the Golden State Warriors, it's difficult for me to believe that they can recover with this group, considering what the other groups have done. Because they was younger. A lot of these guys was in their prime. A lot of these dudes are past their prime. A lot of these dudes are. Or on the other side of it. Like Steph, I still think Steph in his prime. I just think he on the other side of what he used to be. He's still got some good years left. I think Steph could play at this level probably another 2. I'm thinking 2 more years. I think he can play at this level, 100%. I'm not sure that he can play at this level past that. I think that, but I'm confident that he can play at this level at least another year, probably 2. But with that being said, this Warriors team has trouble. But I'm trying to make sense on why. And it's interesting, like when I hear guys like Oz G and Render, you dudes think that these dudes, do you guys account for age? Do you understand what age means? Age means I'm getting older. Because I play the way I play now, and the way I look now, I'm not going to look like this in 3 years. I'm not going to look like this in 4 years. Why do you dudes, that shit gets my blood pressure up, man. I do. Because you dudes live in the now. You dudes think that it's going to be like this 5 years from now. Steph Curry is still going to be fast as he is, athletic as he is, still as sharp with the peel, all of this stuff. We seen what happened to Chris Paul. We seen how Chris Paul fell off a cliff. To think that Steph Curry at 39 years old is going to look exactly like he did at 35, that's ridiculous, man. I have such a difficult time with that. When I talk basketball with you dudes, I need to talk basketball with you dudes when you dudes become rational and be realistic. That's like saying a chick that's a model chick that's 30 years old. You think she's going to look like this at 35? You think she's going to look like this at 40? She's not. Hell yeah, he does. Hell yes, he does. Hell yes, Steph Curry still needs to be athletic for what he does. The way he runs around, Steph Curry's not a standstill shooter. Yes, he does, Dr. Yes, he does, Oz. This is the fandom that you guys get my blood pressure up with and get wrapped up in and not not being realistic. I'm good with that, man. I can't get with that. I just can't. I can't. I got a super chat. Hold on for a second. Let's see here. I got a super chat. From Christopher D. Braun is the anomaly, Oz. There's nobody like Braun. Nobody. Nobody like Braun. Nobody. And that's the fandom that you get wrapped up in. So Christopher D asked me, start, bench, cut, buckets, Paul Pierce, Scottie Pippen. Depending on how you rank them, I'd like to come up and discuss. Depending on how I rank them, that's simple. Start Scottie, bench Paul Pierce, cut buckets. That's it. Start Scottie, bench Paul Pierce, cut buckets. That's where I'm at with it. Let's see here. But when I think about the Warriors, why they're struggling, it can't just be because it can't just be because they're not shooting the basketball or Draymond is out the lineup. Or can it just be that? It could very well be that. It could very well be they're not shooting the basketball very well because again, I think that they're in the top. They're in the top 4, in the top 5 in the league in attempts on the long ball, and the reason why I'm bringing up the long ball is because that's who the Golden State Warriors are. They're a long ball shooting team. They're in the top 5 in the league in long ball attempts. Only except they 15th in the league in makes. That's average. That is average. Ironically, they are, I think, 2nd in the league in rebounding, 2nd in the league in offensive rebounding. So they're one of the better rebounding teams in the game. That matters. Let's make sure we're clear on that. That absolutely matters. 100% that matters. So I believe that they could get back on track by doing that, by continuing to do that, because that stuff matters. 100% it does. When you're a team that, as bad as you shoot, like the Golden State, or not just shoot, you depend on the long ball. And that's what the Golden State Warriors do. They depend on the long ball. But if they could get going with the other stuff, they could get themselves back together. I do understand. I do understand what the defensive rating means. I go by how many points you giving up a game. And the Golden State Warriors are a middle of the road team when it comes to that. But they are one of the better rebounding teams in the game. Their bread and butter is to shoot the long ball, and they don't do that very well this season. It's below league average. That's a fact. And the quality of shots that they get are still good, I think. I think their quality of shots is still good. I just think that you got a lot of guys that in Klay Thompson, who I feel like Klay is, I don't think he's washed, but he's definitely lost a step. I definitely feel like he's lost a step. And because I feel like he's lost a step, I think that's affected his shot. 100% I feel like that's affected his shot. Can they get back on track? Well, you can shoot yourself out of a slump. And I feel like the Golden State Warriors could possibly shoot themselves out of this slump. With the process of them shooting themselves out of this slump, they could get back in it. So I do think that they have one of the better rotations in the game. I still can't get this kid, the kid from Santa Clara. I got to figure out how to say his name, but he's damn good. So him, Gary Payton, Moody. These are the teams, right? These are the guys in their rotation that I look at and I'm thinking to myself, do they need to be better? Yeah, they do need to be better. 100%. They definitely need to be better. Sarge needs to be better. Chris Paul has not been as good as you guys think he's been. He hasn't. Mm-mm. He has not shot the ball well. He has not shot the long ball well. He's been solid as a lead guard. Solid as a lead guard. So in terms of their bench, they could get better. I do believe that. I do believe that they could get better in terms of their bench, but I don't think that's the sole reason. Guys got to make shots, man. They have to. I got a super chat from Kelvy. He says the Warriors are struggling for multiple reasons: injuries, lack of depth, age, players not being the same. Got to be better defensively. Wouldn't all of that, what you just said, got to be better defensively? Players not being the same. Wouldn't all of that apply to age? Like they getting older. Wouldn't all of that apply to that? When you think about when you think about who the Golden State Warriors have been, right? When you think about who the Golden State Warriors have been, right? When you think about who the Golden State Warriors have been, they've been one of the better pace teams in the league, always. Always great at shooting the long ball, always. Not just great at shooting the long ball, but being one of the better defensive teams in the game. Always. They've always been that. And the fact that you got guys like Klay Thompson, looks like he's slowing down. That's affecting their offense because he's a big part of their offense. So is it fair that losing Jordan Poole was a big blow to them? I wonder if that's what it is. I wonder if that's what it is. So I'm interested to hear from you guys. Can the Warriors get it together? I'm not sure that they can. I'm not sure that they can, guys. I'm not. I've seen the Golden State Warriors at their best, and I'm not sure if they can get it together. I'm not. I'm interested to hear from you guys. Talk me back on this Golden State Warriors train. I know that they still got Klay. I mean, I know that they still got Steph. They still got Klay, Dre, and Steph. And with the exception of last season, that was the first time since 2014-15 that these three guys have been together and they won in the NBA Finals when they were on the court the whole season. So I'm asking you guys, talk me back on the Golden State Warriors train because I'm not sure that they can recover from this. I'm not sure that they can recover from it. I'm not sure that they can get it back together. I'm looking at what this crew has, and I'm looking at how much age is coming into play. And their best player, right? So their best player being 35 and still awesome, 100%. I still think Steph Curry is a top 5 player in the game. So that's not ridiculous to think that Steph Curry is still a top 5 player. But what I'm trying to get to the bottom of is I need you dudes to talk me back on this Golden State Warriors train because I'm getting off of it. I need you dudes to talk me back on the train, man. Talk me back on this train. What up?
Salute, Chill.
What up?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Like, I don't know, like I feel like with age, like you said, and the injuries, like I feel like you're starting to see the decline when it comes to the stars like Steph Curry, Klay, even Draymond. Like, I still have the Warriors because they're the 4-time NBA champions for a reason.
Yep.
So
Right.
I still have them coming out making the playoffs, but I feel like if they come across any teams like the Lakers or the Suns and the Nuggets, I feel like they're going home around like 5 or 6 rounds.
So basically a semifinals team, a first round exit. What are we looking at with this Golden State Warriors
I'm
team?
thinking probably the same as last playoff semi round.
So a semifinals team at best. That's what you're looking at with this crew.
Yeah.
Semifinals team. I'm just, as of today, they got the last play-in spot. If the season ended today, they got the last play-in spot. And this is what I mean when I say that this Golden State Warriors team, not just this Golden State Warriors team. This is what I'm talking about when I say the Western Conference is a nightmare. You can have a bad week, and you could go from, I think the Warriors a week ago when they had Draymond, I think that they were the 3rd or the 4th seed. You could go from being a 3. You could go from being a 3 seed to being out the playoff picture, fighting for your playoff life. So, again, man, I'm having a difficult time. All I'm asking is just I need to get talked back on this train, my man. That's all I'm saying. Talk me back on this train, because I can't really. As of right now, I can't see it. So, all right, brother, good to talk to you. I'm just trying to make sense of it, because I look at this crew, and Kel, you watch the Golden State Warriors. I look at this crew. I see a bunch of dudes that it's Father Time catching up to them. And when I say it's Father Time catching up to them, has he caught them? There's a difference between the Father Time catching up to you and Father Time being right here like, yo, this is over. Has Father Time caught up to these dudes?
I will tell you right now, I think Father Time has caught up to them, because as a Cleveland fan, I've got to witness all 4 finals, four straight years watching Cavs and Golden State.
Yeah.
And seeing Golden State now, it's like they are outside of Curry. It's like they have former shell of themselves in a way, because I look at Clay. Clay has just been terrible lately. It's just
lowest 3-point percentage of his career.
Yeah,
he barely shooting 30%. Barely, I think he's shooting 33%.
Right,
something like that. Barely,
and he's just not the same player defensively, because back then Clay was locking. He was locking up the best players, guarding the best players.
He was an all-league defender.
All-league defender. And Draymond, Draymond was doing his thing, but he was actually great defensively. I mean, he still is, but he's in and out of the lineup because, the stuff he got going on. So my thing is that with the Warriors, that's when I did the super chat, is that they're not the same team. When I say lack of depth, is that when you look at the Warriors, let's say from the first runs, maybe second run,
at 10 guys.
They had 10 guys in rotation.
Yes, they did. Yes,
now
they did.
You look at the
10
Warriors
quality
now.
Guys, by the way, Kel. Not just 10 guys, 10 quality guys.
Quality guys. Like they bench, like the Warriors bench back then, like they could take Curry out. You have Sean Livingston in who can impact.
Right.
And all these other guys. But now the Warriors, it's like that. I say lack of depth because the Warriors and Jordan Poole, they miss each other. They miss each other. The Warriors miss Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole missed the Warriors. Because Jordan Poole and the Wizards hasn't been great. Right. And the Warriors with this Chris Paul experiment, Chris Paul is not the same. I think people, to me, overreacted. Chris Paul is not the same player.
I'm gonna say it. He washed.
He's washed.
I think he's washed.
I'm sorry.
I think when I think about washed, because I don't mean to interrupt you. I want you to keep going, Kel.
No, all due respect. Go ahead.
When I think about washed, I think you over. That's what I think. Like when I hear people tell me that Clay is washed, I'm thinking washed. I don't think Clay is over.
Right.
I think Chris Paul is over. I think he's a rotation player on a championship team. I do not think he's a starter on a playoff team like that.
Right.
I don't. I think he's a rotation player on a championship team. I think he's washed. But keep going.
Right. And then when I say injuries has been the Warriors' problem for years, because Curry, even before that, he's dealt with ankle injuries for like almost probably his entire career, like in and out.
But he's played though, Kel. He just had that one season. I think it was his third year where he only played 26 games. But other than that, right? Other than that, he's played.
Right.
The majority of his career, he's played. So
I'm just saying in general, like he'll deal with ankle injuries. Now Clay with both his knee surgeries, I just don't think he's the same player, which is unfortunate to say. And then Draymond being out of the lineup, and then also Warriors and Jordan Poole, I think that hurt them because you have a guy that you have another guy that he can score, and it actually can benefit off benefit off the Warriors system, the way that they play. But now without that, it's like, what else are we gonna get? And with Andrew Wiggins, like you said, this is the worst, probably the worst I've seen Wiggins.
He was a 20-a-game guy when he got with the Warriors.
Exactly, and
For
he
his
was great
career, by the
defensively.
way, not like 20 a game before he got on there for 1 season. For his career, he was 20 a game.
Right.
He gets on his Warrior crew. He looks like he's somebody else this year. I don't know what's going on. He looks like he's somewhere else, to be honest with you.
Somewhere else.
I don't know what. I don't really. And he was awesome last night, but he still looked like he was somewhere else.
Exactly.
He did. He looked like he was somewhere else, Kel. So I don't know, man. I'm trying to get some information. It's not working for me.
I don't know. It ain't working for me either. So I mean, to answer your question, I mean, can the Warriors recover? Like, absolutely. I've seen the Warriors struggle and they go out and have met go to finals or do great in the postseason. I've seen it. So I'm never counting out the Warriors out. I will never do that. But for me, I was like, I'm worried. I'm worried.
Of course you are. Happen. Hell yes. Yeah. If you're a Golden State guy, you should be looking at this crew. Hell yes, you should. You absolutely should. So
for sure.
All right, brother.
All right, brother.
You know where to find me at. A biggest Curry sexual. Just so you know, he's getting better by the game. No, he isn't. No, he is not. The 31 that he had last night, the game before that, I think he had 12. The game before that, he had 9. And I think he had another single-digit game before that. 6. No, he's not getting better by the game. No, he isn't. He had a breakout game last night. I'll give you that. But no, he isn't. Again, Andrew Wiggins, looking at his body language, looking at his shot selection, looking at his energy, he looks like he's somewhere else. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. So, what up? What up? Because somebody thinks I'm a fraud. So, looks like he cheesed up. He left. All right. So, what up, yo?
What's up? How you doing?
What's going on, brother? Talk me back on the Golden State Warriors train, fam. Talk me back on it, because I'm getting off.
Listen, the only thing that I can say that'll talk you back on, wait until like January, February, see where they at. Because, Steph, he injured right now. So, you kind of got to give him the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, when he off the court, they look like they just don't know how to play basketball. Like, they don't want to play. Nobody know they role. They look like, oh, Steph not out here. What do I do now?
Like the Keystone Cop, they're like bumping into each other. And I'm like,
exactly. It just don't look right. Like,
what's going on with you dudes?
I don't know, man. I haven't seen like this, especially from the Warriors. And I've been watching the Warriors, go to the finals over the last all these different years. I've never seen them like this. Like Clay, like the way that he looking right now.
Right.
I think he gonna have one big game and then he gonna get back into it. It's just gonna take that one big game to get him back into it. Hopefully, same thing with Andrew Wiggins. Like, I agree with you, Andrew Wiggins. He looking like
he just looked like he's somewhere else. It's not.
Yeah.
And it's obvious that he can still play, and it's obvious that he can still play at a high level because I saw it last night. Right. I saw it last night. It's obvious that he can still affect the game, and I don't even mean just by buckets. Right. He can still affect the game in other ways, getting on the backboard, defending. Right. Getting out in transition, putting pressure on the defense. He can still affect the game in other ways. It's just when I watch him, he just mentally looked like he's somewhere else.
Yeah,
he looks like he's just at the gig, and I'm at the gig. I gotta be here, so let me just do my job and move on from there. But can he turn this around? I've seen him be better, and if anybody could turn it around, he's a young guy. I think he's in year 10, so he's still got some years left.
Right.
I think something going on upstairs. I don't.
Do you think it's like the team chemistry stuff, the stuff with Jordan Poole and all the stuff with Draymond? You think that's what it is? Like too much commotion outside of the team that he wasn't really ready for. Like a lot of stuff going on with the team. They got him not focused on, not being able to come to work and do a job. Like it's too much going on the team. It's a lot, probably a lot of management, a lot of Steve Kerr, a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, and that's affecting the team a lot right now. That's probably what's going on.
Clay's got to shoot the ball better, man. He does. He's got to shoot the basketball better. I feel like they get some good minutes from Gary Payton. Saric,
he playing great for them, actually. He's playing great for them.
Yes,
like he one of the only positives on the team. Him, Moses Moody, and Steph is like the only positives on the other team. It feel like even Kevin Looney. I mean, his role kind of up and down right now because like the different teams they play in different matchups and what
Right.
lineups he want to run. But even when he do have time to play, he not being as dominant as he usually
Right.
is. So I mean, I just think everybody just a little off right now. Could just because of the beginning of the season, or I don't know what it is.
Well, I know one thing. I think this in-season tournament has raised the level of play, and I think it's raised the level of competition, and these guys have gotten a lot more of that. 100% they have. But, you know, guys like – I feel like guys like Chris Paul, when he plays limited minutes, I just feel like he's better than when you got him out there for 35, 38 minutes.
Right.
I even though he was good, I think he played like 35 minutes last night, and he was a positive. But if you look at him playing as of late, when he play a lot of minutes, it's not real good.
Right. It's better when he can come in off the bench and play with that
and give you and just if he could give me 20, 25 minutes and be a positive, I think he really helps them.
He do because
I think he really helps them.
When he on the court with the second unit, they play better. Like everybody play better. Dario Saric play better. I feel like Kuminga play better. I feel like Moses Moody, everybody play better. They play like when Steph Curry on the court. Like he know where everybody want to be at. He put them in their right positions. He put everybody where they supposed to be at, like a true playmaker. So I mean, when he played on limited minutes, like you said, like they definitely could be good. It come with Steph being healthy, him being in the lineup. It come with Dre not getting suspended, him being in the lineup.
Well, Davion, this is what we got to do too. We got to get off the Steph not being healthy. We got to get off the Clay not being healthy. Like these dudes are up there in years, so they're going to be as healthy as they possibly can be. Steph is 35 years old. Dre will be 34. Not Dre. I'm sorry. Clay will be 34. I think in February. So I think in terms of health, you're not going to get Steph Curry 6-7 years ago. You're going to get the best version of Steph Curry right now. You're not going to get Steph Curry who can fly around like he did 6-7 years ago. You'll get him to fly around in stretches. He's still going to be awesome, but he's going to break down also, and he's going to get injured. It might not be to the point of where you lose him for 15, 20 games, because I still think that he's in a space where he's still athletic enough that he can fight some of those injuries off. But I think that at this point, he's as healthy as he's possibly going to be. And it's not going to be a guy flying around. That's why I have a difficult time with when dudes tell me stuff like he could play at this level for another 5 more years. And I'm thinking to myself, you think that Steph Curry is not going to age? Like, he going to stay 35?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely, even this year, Sean, like Steve Kerr, he pulled him a lot, like in games when he wanted to get a lot of breaks. He wanted to get a lot more rest this season, like as he keep getting older. So, like, I think even that, just over time, he's not going to be able to do what he can over the same time, because he's not going to be able to play as many minutes. He's not going to be as productive if he do play that many minutes. He's going to burn out in the fourth quarter. Like we see it with Bron right now. Like it looked good until you get to the fourth quarter, late on in the game, and they burnt out. Yeah, then they burnt out.
I'm not, and to be honest with you, David, I'm not sure James can keep this up. Yeah. I'm not sure. I would be flabbergasted if he could keep this up the whole season. I'll be blown away. I don't think he can keep this up. I just don't. So I'm my bags is packed, man. I'm not sure I'm staying on this Golden State Warriors train. I need to get talked back on it, man. I do. I need to get talked back on it.
I don't blame you.
I'm not on it no more, man. So, all right, D, you know where to find me at, brother.
All right, appreciate you putting me on, man.
And biggest Curry sexual, you are nuts to say that Steph Curry is playing better than Bron at 35. Do you remember Bron at 35? It was in the 1920 season when he finished second in the league in league MVP votes and led the league in assists, and had COVID not shut the season down, he probably would have won the league MVP. Do you remember that dude? He's playing better than him because he averaging 30? No. I don't think so, sir. No way. Absolutely not. I'm not trying to hear that. Nope. Not trying to hear that. What up?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What up?
Chill. Is it crazy for me to say, Chill, that if the Golden State Warriors don't make the playoffs this season, they're gonna start maybe trying to blow up that team?
Well, Curry,
like maybe is it? Well, yeah, I know he's not. He's definitely not going. Curry but you know,
Curry not going, and they just signed. They just inked Dre to an extension. I don't really know what Dre's value is on the open market, on the trade market, and with Dre on the trade market, I'm not really sure exactly what you could get. Excuse me, I don't know what you could get for him, but it wouldn't. I have a very difficult time with them, with the idea that they would move off of Curry. I think that they would get some different pieces in and try to complement Curry to extend these prime years, because I think he got 2 more years at this level before he really starts to slow down. I don't think I'm having a difficult time with the fact that Curry gonna be at 37, 38 years old, still flying around like that.
I think that they really messed up trading away Jordan Poole. Like, they really messed up because that was their future. I thought that was their future. You know, this is one of the guys that you could possibly, you know, I thought he was really good with Steph because he was developing. He was getting better every year, right?
Not last year he wasn't. Not last year he wasn't.
Well, yeah, last year he was pretty bad, but I mean, I don't know about this Golden State Warrior team chill. I mean, what happens if they don't make the playoffs? Are we talking about them blowing it up? I mean, I know Steph is going to stay there.
Well, some decisions are going to have to be made. And remember, Clay comes off the books after this year. Clay comes off the books after this year. So some decisions are going to have to be made. 100%.
I think Clay is definitely going to – I think they're going to move on from Clay. I don't know about Draymond because of how he's been playing and, you know, the fact that he has a bunch of antics. But I think that at most, if they start missing the playoffs in like consecutive years and, you know, they're not performing at a high level, or if they do make the playoffs and they're losing in the first or second round, I think they're going to start considering blowing it up.
Blowing it up is I'm not sure blowing it up is realistic, because you're not blowing it up with Steph Curry. You're going to try.
Maybe not Steph. I think Steph stays. Even for courtesy.
Understand what blowing it up means. Blowing it up means we starting over. We're not doing that with Steph Curry on the crew. That's not happening. So let's kill that logic right now. If Steph Curry is on that team, we're not blowing the unit up. If Steph Curry's on the team, they're going to retool. They're going to see what they can get in the free agent market. They're going to see what they can get on draft night. They're not blowing this unit up with Curry on it. Because if you blowing the unit up, we got to get rid of everybody. We got to start over. And I can't see Golden State doing it. I can't. So,
but how many more years? All right, see ya.
All right, brother. Good to talk to you. I can't see these dudes blowing this unit up. Nah, that's not something that's realistic. Nah, not in today's climate. Not only not in today's climate, with a guy like Steph Curry who still has some elite seasons ahead of him. We're not blowing this unit up. No. Now, we got to see what we could get for the unit, right? We got to see what we could get for whatever we have, because we can't keep going like this. This isn't a team that's young where we could just shoot ourselves out of what's going on and work it out. No, this is what Clay is doing. Clay is going the other way. That's Klay Thompson. Draymond with his antics. It wrecks the crew. They've dropped their last 6 games. They're a playing team right now. If the season ended today, they're the last team in the play-in tournament. They're a play-in team. The continuity on this crew, Draymond will tell you it's great coming to practice and everybody's happy. Well, that's great if you are there, if Curry is there, if Clay is there, and you guys are playing better, but you're not. And you screwing that up. He is. 100% he is. So, what up?
What up?
What up?
You already know how I feel on this topic. You know 100% well how I feel about this.
I already know that you it's not just Steph and Clay. I mean, it's all of them dudes. James
of course it's all of them dudes. But the thing is, the beginning of the end of what you're seeing from the Golden State Warriors, it started when Bob Myers hopped off the boat. Did we not see that, man? Bob Myers hopped off the boat and said, it's over. He's the first one that knew that this whole thing that they've been getting away with for years is over.
So he jumped ship. So he like Van Gundy when he left the Knicks in 2000. He was like, "Yo, these dudes is whack. this ship is going down, and let me get out of here, and I don't want nothing else to do with this.
The thing.
Wait a minute, though, Leaf. He put that crew together, so it's not
Yes,
like
he did.
He's the one who put that crew together, which means
absolutely.
that he could have retooled that crew. So why would he jump ship?
Because
he's the one who re-signed Draymond.
Let me
he's
tell
the
you.
one who re-signed Steph Curry.
Let me tell you. Listen, he compensated them. That's what he did. He compensated.
These are legacy contracts. So these are legacy contracts, is what you're saying.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Like Kobe Bryant in 2016, those last 2 years, those 50, that's so that's thank you money is what you're trying to sell me.
This is appreciation. I'm glad of what you guys accomplished. This is a hell of a run, but I gotta go. And that's what Bob Myers did. And I'm gonna tell you why. He knew he had. Here's the couple of chances that he had to retool his team.
Mm-hmm.
Number one is the last year Kevin Durant when they had that incident with Draymond Green. Now, me and you both know if it's Bob Myers and it came down to Kevin Durant and Draymond Green, who you picking?
Off that Warriors team?
Who are you keeping?
Well, KD is definitely the better player.
If it came down to one
KD is definitely the better player.
Thank you.
I will say that.
So
KD is the better player.
So that's number one. Number two, everything that broke down after KD left. They came in the season with Spellman and all of these other dudes. That was not the Warriors team that just came off a 5-year run. They look like they was over them, right? If you go look back how they came back in 2019 season before COVID started, they looked like they were done. And then Curry got hurt.
Yeah, Curry broke his hand.
That's what it looked like.
Curry broke his hand in the first. Curry broke his hand in the first what?
In the first 3 games.
Yeah, in the first 3 games he broke his hand. So that's a little bit different, I think. When you look at that was. But was number 2. They depended on him, and don't forget they didn't have Clay the entire season,
and they did for the next 900 plus days.
So what they were doing was they was basically they was putting this together with glue and tape because our core guys of Clay and Steph, they not here, so we got to compensate for those dudes. We can't replace that. We're not going to be able to replace that.
Here's number 3, and here's one that's definitely going to get you. They picked James Wiseman over LaMelo Ball. They picked James Wiseman, and me and you both know by observing this team and this run, they don't know how to groom bigs. The bigs that they know how to groom is the bigs like Bogut that know how to rebound and pass and set screens. Wiseman was a talented big. He likes to get on the block, score, and play with his back to the basket. That's not the bigs that they like to groom. LaMelo Ball was perfect for what they were doing. Now, hindsight, you take the ball you put the ball in his hands, and Steph is playing completely off the ball, and that's you. And you let go of Jordan Poole. So that's two youthful guards just erased out of your future.
Now,
just erased out of your future just like that.
Okay, so the logic with Jordan Poole. They couldn't go on the way that they was going. They couldn't keep going that way. No, they couldn't. There was such a huge problem. There was such a huge problem just with unity amongst the crew. That was the problem.
Okay.
And the fact that I tell you this, I think we could have got past this if it didn't get out, Leaf. You got your wife, you got your girl, y'all got whatever issue y'all got. If it stay in house, we could fix this. Yes. Once everybody in the family know about it, once
everybody outside don't know about it,
damn. Now it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult to clean this up.
I personally agree. Now, listen. But with that being said, I throw you this. Instead of that, you get Jordan. Bob Myers hops off the boat. And your first line of action is not just to trade Jordan Poole, but to bring in Steph Curry's biggest op. You brought in Steph Curry's biggest op at the age of 39?
And Chris Paul.
Almost going on 40? That's what you do?
Chris Paul. Well, I'm on record. I think Chris Paul is over. I'm not going to say that.
Okay. Granted.
I think he's over.
Granted.
I don't think that him getting on that crew, I don't think was a detriment. I think that was good for Steph Curry. The problem is they got him 2 years too late. That's the problem. And if he's going to play on this crew, he's got to be in the rotation. He can't be the lead guard. He has to be.
Another problem is, what did you really get for Jordan Poole 4 years, $100 million? What did you really get? What did you really get?
You mean in terms of a trade?
Yeah. What was that deal?
Well, you got draft picks, and you got Chris Paul. Mm-hmm. You got Chris Paul, and I think you got a second round draft pick. And the Golden State Warriors are good at develop. They are actually good. I mean, they had David Lee on the crew. They had Bogut on the crew. So they are. I mean, Draymond developed into what Draymond developed into. They got bigs on the crew that they developed them into. The problem with James Wiseman is James Wiseman doesn't fit that system. It's not them developing him as a big. He doesn't fit that system. That's the problem with him. See. With LaMelo Ball, I think that LaMelo speeds them up. He opens up the offense even more for them, spreads the floor, and that's how the Golden State Warriors play. And on top of that, I think he makes them younger. And because he makes them younger, that makes them better. So, but it sounded like a good idea with James Wiseman, because if you figure, he was a big who, when I watched him at Memphis, knocking down the mid-range, he just didn't seem to get it. And that's why it didn't work.
The problem is, and here's the difference between skill bigs and energy bigs. Energy big, Claxton, would you agree?
Claxton is an energy big, 100%.
Energy big. What's another energy big? Let's go with
Brandon Clark is an energy big.
Brandon Clark.
Steven Adams is an energy big. Dirty work big, right?
And we talking about energy bigs that are athletes and that can set the screens and do the dirty work and
Jared
hustle.
Allen. Yeah, Jared Allen.
Those are the type of bigs that they're accustomed to getting, not the skill bigs. If you throwing it in the paint, that means you telling Steph, hey, Steph, man, listen, we know you slowing down, and he looking at you like,
no, I'm not.
Excuse me?
Not in 2019, 2020. No, I'm not. I'm still nice. No, I'm not.
You see what? No, they might be slowing down.
I am not.
But me? and I agree with you. Steph is not in the rebuild equation. I 100% agree. But I don't think neither is Clay and Draymond. The thing is, now they roles pretty much got to diminish if they want to have some chance at a brighter future, because now you put yourself in more of the big three, and now you put yourself in like, okay, Steph can still go, and you two need to figure out how to get some of these young players and get some of your younger future guys to buy into y'all system. Y'all gotta be basically they vets. You know, like an old school team, they used to have vets. You know what I'm saying?
Warriors got vets, like Draymond. Draymond is the vet.
Yeah. But the thing is, when you got vets, that means you got younger understudies. Like when Kobe first came in the league, when KG first came in the league, they had vets.
Right.
They had guys that this is how
you. Somebody to show them.
Somebody to show them the ropes.
I get that.
That has to be. They gotta find a way to pay the game forward. That's their roles now. To me, I'm not saying that's what they're gonna do, and I'm not saying that's what they're gonna do in the future, whatever, with the new draft picks. But that needs to be their mindset.
Well, I think it still is, Leaf. I think that the Golden State Warriors have Steph, Clay, and Dre. I still think these dudes are vets that's paying it forward to the younger guys, but still being productive, like Gary Payton, Moody. They paying it forward to those dudes. But the problem is Dre does goofy stuff like this, and that's where the dissension comes in the team. Mm-hmm. That's why we have guys like Jordan Poole, who the year before that, I'm hearing he might be Bradley Beal and Devin Booker nice, and then the next year, once we have this happen, he doesn't look like he's the same at all.
And you know what the thing is? I think Jordan Poole is corny enough to think that that not only think that the Wizards is his team, but to have that afro the same afro that Kyrie had when he went to Boston, and to think that he was about to have a Kyrie type of outing and thing. And now we're looking at them. This is the biggest comedy in the league right now. Like
they 100% are
by far. But the
I had them
Warriors
as the worst team in the league anyway. So
but the Warriors' problems, bro, is basically coming to the biggest factor of them all that nobody cares to admit. Everybody has caught up with you. They caught up to all your bullshit. They caught up to all your antics. They caught up to all of your schemes and all of your plots and all of your X's and O's.
Well, damn, Leaf, we in year 14. About time you caught up to them. I mean, it's not like it's a situation
They caught up to him. They caught up to him years ago. They caught up to them years ago, and I'm gonna tell you how they caught up to them years ago. They caught up to them years ago because they started breaking down once they ran into Kawhi up in the 6 in Toronto when Kawhi got his revenge for 2017. That's when they caught up to him. That 2022 shit was bullshit. Me and you both know it.
No, it wasn't.
Me and you both know it.
That validated Steph. Nah, that was not nonsense.
It validated Steph.
That was.
But the Warriors was already validated.
No, they weren't. No.
The Warriors was already validated. They've been in the finals 5 years straight.
And once they lost, once they beat the Boston Celtics, the logic was simple for me. I'll lose to James. I'll even lose to Kawhi Leonard. I ain't losing to you, B. No.
Yeah. Him. Him. No. Say his name. Say his name.
No.
Because you believe in him. Because you believe in him. And I'm going to come back here. And I'm going to come back here. And I'm going to apply the pressure on you every single time.
I'm out, Leaf. I'm out, Leaf. I'm out, Leaf. I'm out, Leaf. I'm good. So, since we're on the subject of the Boston Celtics, they're in a dogfight right now with the Memphis Grizzlies. Dogfight. A straight dogfight. So, I'm just having such a don't get me wrong, it happens to the best of teams. It happens to the best of teams. 100% it does. Ticket TV fanboy. My take on the Knicks, it's not a coincidence that Julius Randle is playing better, which would explain why the Knicks are rolling the way that they're rolling. That's not a coincidence. But I ain't saying that Chris Paul has not been a positive, but this is what I need you to understand, biggest Curry sexual. You are you're not objective in this. You're not. You're very subjective in this because this is about your boys. You're not going to sell me a guy in Andrew Wiggins, who you say is playing better, when he was an 18 a game guy when he got on your crew. He was a 20 a game guy when he got on your crew. And as of right now, he's averaging 10 points a game. He is positive in other ways. But he has not. He has not played that great. So stop trying to sell me that, he's been good. No, he hasn't. No, he has not. And anybody who watches the Warriors, like I watch the Warriors too, no, he has not. Mentally, he looks like he's somewhere else. He does not look like he's with it with these dudes. So I need you to be a little bit more objective when it comes to this crew. I need you to be a little bit more objective when it comes to this crew. I ain't saying that you don't watch them, but I do need you to be a little bit more objective when it comes to this crew right here, and open up your eyes a little bit more to tell me that Steph Curry today in 23-24, you're telling me, not even me, I'm not going to say me. I want you to sell to 100 people, over 100 people in this chat, sell to everybody why Steph Curry is still the best offensive player in the game. I'm all ears. I'm not going to say another word right now. Biggest Curry sexual. I want you to tell everybody why Steph Curry is the best offensive player in the game today. He's better than Joker. He's better than Luka. He's better than Tatum. He's better than Embiid. Tell us. Tell all of us. Why is Steph Curry the best offensive player in the game? Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm all ears to hear this. I am all ears to hear this. Because I'm having a difficult. I don't know if you can make a legit argument that he's the best offensive player in the game. a legit argument that he is the best offensive player in the game. Legit. I'm even if that's true, that he's the third best offensive player in the game. You think Steph is a better offensive player than James today? Because the way James looks, I'm not sure that Steph Curry. First of all, Steph Curry was never a better offensive player than James, ever. At no point in Steph Curry's career was he ever a better offensive player than James. Never. Never. Scorer? Sure. Scored more points? Sure. Shot the long ball better. But at no point was he better as an overall offensive player than James. Never. That never happened. Never. I'm bugging out on the Boston Celtics in a dogfight with Memphis. They're probably gonna win, but they're probably gonna win. No, he didn't have the best. No, see, that's another narrative that was made up. He didn't have the best offensive season. No, he didn't. He had the best shooting season. Shooting the basketball. That's what he did. He had the best season shooting the basketball. Shot the long ball. Nobody shot the long ball like that. Led the league in threes. Led the league. I think did he lead the league in scoring that year? If he didn't lead the league in scoring that year, he was either. I think he did lead the league in scoring that year. Led the league in scoring. So as an offensive player, there's a difference between an offensive player and a scorer. And in terms of him shooting the basketball, 100%, I'll give you that. I will not argue that. No, I will not argue that. Shooting the basketball, I think he had 400 threes that year, something crazy like that. Yeah, I think he went 50, 40, 90 shooting the basketball. But here's the difference, Desmond. It's not the only thing in offense. Desmond, can you tell the people here what else offense consists of? Because if offense only consists of shooting the ball, then we're having a different conversation. If offense is only shooting the basketball, that's it. I'm all ears, my man. You got me knocked down. You got 100%. You got me knocked down. But if offense is more than shooting the basketball, then I'd like to think that there's more to offense. Then I don't think you have me there. I don't. I do. I think I definitely think that's the case. But again, man, I'm just, and I'm glad you brought that up, Sexual, because I'm on record that I think Steph Curry should have won the league MVP that year. I'm not on the fence about that, and I will never argue that he should not have been the league MVP that year. But when I think about the league MVP, and I think about what the league MVP entails, it's the guy who's the most valuable to his team's success. 100%. And sometimes it's the best player in the league. Sometimes it's not. And for Steph Curry to be the unanimous league MVP that year, I ain't saying that he wasn't the league MVP. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, however, is unanimous. I'm good. I'm straight. I'm good on that logic. I'm good on that logic. Excuse me. I'm good on that. I'm straight on that logic. Yeah. So it's about that time for me to shake the spot. I think I got a couple more super chats I got to read. Hold on. I got one from AR15. He says, OG, do you think KD can win the MVP if he stays healthy? I mean, I think as of right now, KD is 53, 50, 86. And I think he averaging 30 a game. Where are the Phoenix Suns? Because I think what happened with Joker in 22, I think that's an anomaly. Winning the MVP as the 6th seed, I feel like you got to do something special, ridiculously special. I mean, Joker, I think he was 2nd in the league in rebounding. He led the league in every advanced stat, every last one of them. So, excuse me, I'm sorry. He led the league in every advanced stat, PER, offensive win shares, defensive win shares, offensive plus minus, defensive plus minus, value over replacement player. He was everything. KD, on the other hand, is he everything for that Phoenix Suns team? I mean, he's their bucket getter, 100%. I'll give you that. He's 100% their bucket getter. But is that enough to be the league MVP if you're not winning like that and you're not doing the other stuff? Thank you, sir. If you're not doing the other stuff, and I just think to myself, KD is still got the goods. A biggest Curry sexual. He won the league MVP unanimously. Should he have won it unanimously? I don't think so, but he did. Yes, he did. Do I think he should have won the league MVP? Yes, I do. Do I think he should have won it unanimously? No, I do not. No, I do not. But he did win it. That's me. That's just me. And Poser, that's what fandom does to people, right? The Poser, that's what fandom does. Right? Fandom, when guys start talking like that, right? Guys start talking like that, they make you hate things. It's interesting. It's interesting because you think that because I'm a LeBron guy that I don't think he should have won it unanimously. No, I actually thought that Kawhi Leonard had a case. I thought Kawhi Leonard had a case for league MVP that year. When I look at what he did with that San Antonio unit, Manu Ginobili was 30 in 2016, 20 in the 2015-2016 team. He was 38. Tony Parker was in year, 15? Tim Duncan was over. LaMarcus Aldridge was on that crew. In the process of LaMarcus Aldridge being on that crew, Kawhi Leonard was the defensive player of the year. He went 50, 40, and almost 90 that year also. Went 50, 40, and almost 90 that year. That team won 67 games, and it was off the strength of Leonard. So I ain't saying that. I'm not saying he absolutely did, Dave. He won a defensive player of the year that year while averaging over 20 a game. Well, I think he averaged almost 22. I think he averaged 21 and a half a game that year. Almost 22 a game. I'm not saying that Leonard should have won the league MVP. What I'm saying is that if I look at what he did for that crew, he absolutely deserved a vote for league MVP that year. Yes, he did. So it's about that time, guys. It was. I think I got one more super chat. Hold on. Hang on. Before I go, I still think I got one more super chat. Yeah, I got one more super chat I got to get out the way. Did you get a chance to see the Bucks Mavs tonight? I did. And the Aaron Fox is awesome. Now, in fairness, FIFA, they were in Milwaukee last night. So they are coming off a back-to-back. So I'd like to see, right? I would like to see them against Sacramento in a different setting. Like to have to deal with Giannis last night, literally, not 2 nights ago. To have to deal with him last night and then have to deal with De'Aaron Fox, who also is going to be in the league MVP conversation before the season is over. That's a tall task. That's a tall task to deal with. So I'm good. I'm good. I'm not saying that I'm out on Dallas because I had Dallas as a play-in team. I had Dallas as a play-in team. With that being said, I'm not completely sold on them, especially considering everything that I've seen. So I'm gonna leave it at that with Dallas. That's what I'm gonna do. So, all right, guys, it was good to see you guys tonight. I will be back soon. The season is in full effect. I don't know if the Celtics are going to win this game tonight because it's looking tricky right now. I'm not sure if they're going to win this game, but I will be back soon. I'm on the panel tomorrow morning. You know where to find me. I will be back soon, but until then, take it light. Take it. Absolutely.